everybody. This is Kama with Pursuing Your Passion, and I am excited. Some great things are happening in my life. I'm so excited about my show, Pursuing Your Passion, and my guest. I can't wait for you to hear her story, where she came from, what she's doing. My guest is Jon'll Boyd. I'm sorry. She is the owner of Completely Yours Events. She does wedding and event planning, and we are going to have a great talk today. So welcome my guest, Jon'll. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you so much, Kama, for having me. Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be here, and Kama so graciously invited me on to share a little bit about pursuing my passion, and I'm excited to share and hopefully impact someone or just let you know how you can pursue your passion, and believe me, it's one step at a time, but it can be done.
Yes, so let's start off by telling people about just a little bit about your company.
Sure, absolutely. So, as Kama said earlier, my company, or the name of my company, is Completely Yours Events. We are located in Alexandria, Virginia, about 15 minutes outside of Washington, D.C., but we do service the entire D.C. metro area. And we also do destination events as well, so we travel as well. Our goal is always to have our customer, we're very customer-centric, and we do everything with our customers' vision and goals in mind. So we really are an overall event management company where we see their vision through from A to Z. So we are kind of like their one-stop shop. Anything that they need, then we're able to bring that to them so that they don't have to worry about putting all the pieces, all the details together. They can sit back and enjoy the event themselves and actually be in the moment.
That sounds good. And before we go even further into more detail about Completely Yours events, I want you to tell everybody how you got started with your journey, because I know you were working at one time and some things happened, but there was something that allowed you to pursue your passion.
Sure, absolutely. Well, Kama, it's funny because whenever I tell this story, I feel like it happened just yesterday. But but sometimes those things that do happen to you or take you through the storm, like they say, if it doesn't break you, then it only makes you stronger. So yes, I used to actually work for a large corporate company where I started off in sales and marketing, and kind of got my start there. That's actually what I went to school for. I went to school for marketing. So I was really excited, how we are when we're first out of college and we've got the new job, and we're like, oh, I'm going to give it my all and, do it 110%. And, I was absolutely like that. Right away, I really embraced my position and met a lot of my goals earlier on. So very quickly, I actually had the opportunity to move up, kind of move up the chain of command, and decided to take on, I was able to take on more responsibility in my new roles, and then I ended up with an opportunity to take on a national role as the national director of marketing and events. And so I was actually overseeing, pretty much all of their large-scale events, from fundraisers to galas to charity events, like you name it. I was doing it, and at that time I relocated. So I actually am originally from the Atlanta, Georgia area. And so when the company decided to offer the opportunity to me, they said, well, the one stipulation is that you've got to move closer to our corporate office, which is located in McLean, Virginia. And I said, hey, again, being that young, feisty, fresh out of college, young lady at the time, or professional at the time, I said, hey, why not, so I uprooted and moved to the DC area for the position. And I was just elated. I was like, oh wow, this is awesome, this is a great company, I'm gonna be with them forever. I called myself the poster child for the company, because you see the campaigns that a lot of companies put out, I was probably that person. I spoke about the company all the time. So fast forward 3 months later, after I had moved and somewhat got settled in, I can remember getting a call from my VP of sales, and when I saw her calling, I said, "Well, wow, this is awesome." I'm thinking, yeah, I'm getting another call. Like I
Right.
must be really doing something great.
Right.
So I answered the phone, and I can remember her being a little quiet, and she said to me, where are you? Are you en route to head into the office? And I said, well, yeah, I'm on my way into the office. And she said to me, well, actually you can turn around and head back home because today is your last day with the company. And my mouth, of course, just dropped open. It probably didn't sink in at first, to be honest, because I thought, well, she's got to be kidding. I'm thinking this is a joke of some sorts. I mean, I had just moved up there 3 months ago, so I'm like, surely this can't be true. And she said, no, you can go ahead and turn around and head home. Today's your last day with the company. We've actually eliminated your position across the board. So
Wow.
I was taken aback. I mean, at that time, I had no game plan. I had no backup plan. It's not like I had a lot of connections because I just moved to the area. So, I didn't know anyone. And like I said, I really had thought that I would be with that company for a long period of time. So at that point, I went home and obviously, through my tears, I had to tell my husband and explain to him that, pretty much I had no job.
Right. Right.
And, that can be something very frightening when it all sinks in, because you think about, hey, we've still got bills. There's still things that have to be paid. Life still goes on. And so, when you think about the fact that you don't have an income anymore, it's very unearthing, very life-shattering.
Yes.
So after I kind of, tried to pull myself together, that's when my husband said to me, this isn't really that bad of a thing. He's like, this really isn't as bad as I think you think it is. And of course I looked at him with two heads like, did you just hear what I said?
Right.
Like, I'm telling you, I
Right.
don't have a job anymore, and this is a company I had been working for at that time. I'd been working for them for 5 years. So,
Oh,
it wasn't like it was, okay, I had been there for a year and this was
right.
happening. I've been there for 5 years. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea, concept of, how hard I had really worked. But yeah, I didn't know where I was going to go from that point on.
Wow. That is that is a reason why pursuing your passion is a birth, because of situations like that. You are not secure in any job that you have to clock in or have to receive a paycheck for, because at any given moment you didn't even do anything. Your job was
Exactly.
eliminated. I mean, completely eliminated. I feel like it happens to me. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? But you
Exactly.
decided to take that, and thank God for your husband that understands this. And it's so important to make sure you have a good support system. So you obviously said, okay, once you got over that shock and everything, what was the next steps that you took to say, okay, now it's time for me to move into where I'm going? Or did you decide to get another job in between?
Right. Well, I wanna piggyback on what you said about the support system. Like that is so extremely important to have some type of support system, no matter who it is, or who that person is to you. I can't stress enough how important it is to have that person there, because a lot of times when we're not able to see through the clouds or think straight, or perceive the situation clearly enough because we're still in the midst of it. You need to have that person there who's there to say, hey, wait a minute, it's you're gonna make it through this. This is not the end of the road. Like, you are going to see this through, or you're gonna make it through it. And if you don't know it, then I know it right now. And so it's so important to have that person, or identify who that person is in your life, because like you said, my husband was actually absolutely that person. So from there, he kind of reminded me that, hey, while yes, you have enjoyed this, ride up the company ladder, there have also been many, many bumps in the road up this corporate ladder as well, where you've been, upset and frustrated with, all the red tape you have to go through in order to get a decision made, or to get anyone to agree to do anything. You're very much not encouraged to think outside the box. Pretty much everything is, hey, we already have a way to do that, or we already have a policy for that, so you need to follow that. So there were a lot of things that very often would leave me frustrated, leave me kind of like, what is the point? And this was an opportunity for me to, what I call, be my own boss, really run a company the way that a corporate company would be ran, but, with my own volition, and make it so that it could be the company that I always envisioned it should be. So with that, that's where I really started thinking about, if I were to start my own company, how would I structure it? What would I do? And, how would I market it? What would be the name of it? And so I started kind of slowly putting those pieces together, and thought about, what, at the focal point of everything, I want clients to feel like this event is their vision, and it's completely all about them. And that's kind of where I birthed Completely Yours Events, because Completely Yours Events means that that event is truly all about you. It's completely yours. And, that's how I came up with the name of the company.
And that's a beautiful name, because it is all about you. I mean, when you get into your own, it should be about you, because now you can make it your own. You set the rules. So I love the concept of Completely Yours. Now that you are working, how long have you been doing how long have you been doing the event planning on your own?
Sure. Well, the company, so we started it in 2011. That's actually, when things occurred with my company, or the corporation eliminating my position. We started in 2011. And so we're right at about our 3-year mark, which is awesome. I'm so excited. And, we're actually expanding and relaunching and doing some new things, which is extremely exciting as well, in order to basically accommodate the growth and expansion that we've been so blessed to receive and to experience. I still think back to when we first started. I can remember me and my husband, sitting down in the living room, planning everything out, saying, okay, well, this is how we're going to market the business, and this is how we're going to, network, and this is how we're going to, run things operationally. I remember us sitting there, just the two of us, trying to figure out how all of that was going to go and what we wanted that to look like, and now we have, done, in over our first year, we did over 70 events.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. And we were able to do events in other states. Just in our first year, we actually did our first international event in Montego Bay, Jamaica. And we do all types of events. So I think that's the other thing, is we're not pigeonholed to, sometimes people ask me, oh, you're another wedding coordinator. Well, not really. We don't just do weddings. We do all scale events, all types of events, and there's no event too large or too small. Again, it really goes back to our client and what our client envisions for their event, and then we just take it and execute their vision. So So that's, that's where, where we were. And, we definitely have some exciting stuff coming up down the road as well.
Well, that is cool. Why don't you tell us some of the other things that you do besides weddings? Maybe give a little more detail so we
Sure,
know what to call
absolutely.
about.
So I would say, conferences. We have a major city tour conference coming up in July, in August and September, where our client is doing like a multiple stop in cities for their conference. So we do conferences. We also do anniversaries. If someone's looking to celebrate, a milestone anniversary like a 10-year or a 25-year. We also do bar mitzvahs. So we are very culturally accepting and aware. Also, we do bar mitzvahs. We also do quinceañeras. We do a lot of cultural weddings as well. Like this year, we have several Pakistani weddings that we're doing, which take on a whole different dynamic just because of their different cultural traditional things that they do. So, that's why I say it's really a very versatile palette that we have at Completely Yours Events. And, I think it speaks a lot to our team, because our team is very versatile as well.
Well, you are doing something like I told you before we talked. I don't know too many event planners, and definitely none that are doing this on the scale that you are at. And I'm sure there's others out there, but I just haven't run across them yet personally. But while you're out there going after your passion, I know you have probably, well, let me ask you.
Okay.
That was probably the best thing that probably could have happened for you, for the lady to call you and let you know in that arena, because more than likely you'll probably still be working for someone else. Or did you ever think about breaking off?
Actually, Kama, you're absolutely right. I never even, if someone had asked me, 3 years ago, or told me, I should say, oh, you're going to be running your own event planning, agency, I would have laughed. I would have laughed at them and said, wow, you're funny. Because no, it wasn't something, what I called it pillow talk. It was something that, maybe I chatted with my husband about, like, one day, maybe, I might do something like this, but it definitely wasn't of a serious nature. I was, as most people are, I was very content with, my position in my company, and, it was a security blanket for me, because I knew, just like clockwork, every 2 weeks that paycheck was going to arrive in my account, and as long as I, showed up for work, then it would be there. So no, I never did envision really branching out and starting my own company, because it's a lot of work, and to be honest, sometimes change is scary, and that's probably, 9 times out of 10, that's why people don't pursue their passion, because of fear. I was one of them. I would have never done it if I had not have been pushed to do it.
Right. Yeah, life situations happen, and it's like just one of those things. When I quit my position in December, it was literally a leap of faith. Although I had only worked there for about 8 months, and prior to that, I was always on my own. But it's still a leap of faith, and it's just a matter of you continuing in it. And then you end up running into people that opens up other doors. So you kind of know, like, this is where I was supposed to be, and this is where I should be. I'm sure you are now adding other people to your business. And I don't want to call them employees, because I don't know if that's exactly what they are. But because you were able to launch, now you are the event boss. You are the running things right now. So let us know a little bit of how you decided to expand your business and add people under you, your new team.
Sure. Yeah. No. So basically, I'll take you back to when, again, when we kind of first started things, probably right about a year. And every business probably deals with this. You come to a crossroads where you say, okay, if business is going well, then that means hopefully it's going to continue to go well. But just like any entrepreneur, you're only one person. So you can't, be the it and all to everybody. It's
Right.
just not possible unless you're
Right.
gonna run yourself, crazy.
Mhm.
So you have to figure out, how can I still expand my business, incur the growth that's coming, but still offer the quality service that you do or the quality product that you do, as a business.
Yeah.
And that's really the crossroads that we came to, is that, we were fortunate enough to have the business coming in, but the next thing was, okay, we can't handle all of this, so what are we going to do now? And so I actually thought about, back when I was in college, what was the one thing that kind of helped me to understand what I truly enjoyed, or what I truly was interested in. Because, when you're a college student, you somewhat know what you want to do, but then at the same time, you're still experimenting. You don't really have a hold on it for the most part.
Right.
So, and the answer came to me: internships. I said, the one way that I was able to figure out the things that I liked and the things that I did not like was through internships. And, I said it was really a great experience for me, because I was able to, get the hands-on experience that I needed, understand if at the end of the day, if this is truly the career path I want to do, and then if not, then I could wash my hands of it and still be okay. I wasn't committed to anything, so to speak. So at that point, I said to my husband, we should start an internship program within our company so that we can offer the same experience to those, college students who might be interested in the event planning industry, but they don't really know what it entails.
Wow.
And one thing I'll say about the event planning industry is it's not what I call a textbook industry.
Mhm.
You can't just sit down and read a book and then go out and magically produce an event. It
Right.
doesn't work that way. So it has to be some type of hands-on application involved.
Mhm.
And so we decided to kick off our internship program right at that 1 year mark of us being in business, so that we could offer that experience to, again, college students, but also tie ourselves to the community, because it's a great way to get involved with your community as well.
Mhm.
And that internship program, it took off. I mean, we had no idea the response that we were going to get from it. I mean, we had over 80 applicants
Oh,
just
wow.
the first,
That is
yeah,
great. That is
just,
great.
just the first time out. We were both looking at each other like, who's going to go through all these? so, so we really, we were excited about the response, but it was a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
But once we actually went through and, sorted through and did the interviews and, obviously went through a very professional process, we selected our candidates, and it really went off very well. Those interns were so committed to the process and learning and really embracing the full experience. And, it's funny because now my mantra, because a lot of times I get approached and asked, how did you talk about building your team? How did you develop this internship program? And my mantra is, there's a difference. There's one word that makes a difference between volunteers and interns, because I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, I have volunteers who help me out, or I have volunteers who show up on the day of, and I tell them there's a difference. And the difference is that interns are invested. They're invested in your business, they're invested in your vision, and they're invested in your goals, because they have just as much of a commitment to learning, because it's a part of their career path. They actually want to do this for a living, or so they think so. So they have an investment. Volunteers don't. They simply volunteer, and when they volunteer, just as easily as they volunteer, they can decide not to volunteer. So there's no investment there. There's no commitment made. And that's really the difference. So fast forward, our internship program, we've been doing it now for 3 years. We kick a new semester off every semester. We do it by the semester. So we always kick a new semester off, and it lasts for about 3 months. And so basically, from that came the opportunity for us to now build what we have now, which is our team and our agency of event coordinators. Each one of these ladies, and there are 3 that actually have come on as independent event coordinators, but they started off, believe it or not, as interns with us.
Wow.
So we've had the opportunity to see them grow and learn and be trained and understand the proper way to plan an event, the proper way to market your event, to network, and they learned it right up under our roof. So we're very confident and obviously comfortable that these young ladies, all 3 of these young ladies, are going to do a fierce job of representing the company and taking things to a new level.
Well, that is awesome. That is awesome. Why don't you do this? We are running short on time.
Okay.
So I want you to let them know about the unveiling and what you are doing with your business and how they can get in contact with you, because you are traveling, which is a wonderful thing.
Yes.
So let the audience know how they can get in contact with you.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we are on every social media platform that you can ever think of. So, so you can find us at Facebook at Completely Yours Events, LLC. You can find us on Twitter. So you can tweet us at Completely Y. You can find us on Instagram at Completely Yours. We are on Pinterest at Completely Yours Events. And we're even on LinkedIn. If you are a professional and you're on LinkedIn, we're there with you at Completely Yours Events. So no matter where you are, you can find us.
Okay, great. And then tell them about the unveiling.
Yes, thank you so much for reminding me, Kama, because this basically was our relaunch. So the 3 young ladies that I just mentioned, who are our new independent event coordinators, we are basically introducing them to the world this week. And their names are Christina Grimes, Randy Cavett, and Lindsay Dillard. And, basically, like I said, these young ladies are very passionate about the event industry. They are what I call servant leaders, because they are leaders in and of themselves, but they also have a passion for serving. They really have taken on the face of the company. They are the new faces of Completely Yours Events, but they are here to, serve their clients and make sure that, again, their vision is at the forefront of everything that we do. So I'm so excited because everyone gets a chance to meet them virtually, and it's all taking place right on Facebook. So if you, there's still time, because we're doing it for the entire week. So the unveiling kicked off on Monday, but it ends on Friday. So you still have time to join in the fun. You can actually go to Facebook at www.theunveiling, Completely Yours Events, The Unveiling. You can also go to any one of our social media platforms and you'll find the information there. But come and join us, and we also have daily prizes that are being given away by awesome vendors, so you could be a winner.
All right, great. Thank you so much. And I'll make sure that I put that on my social media page as well and put that on the link here. Thank you so much for being a guest. I really enjoyed you. I definitely enjoyed your story. And for those that are watching, you see that you never know what's going to happen in any situation. She was laid off, and now she has this booming business that she started in 2011, and it's 2014. Her first year, she did 70 different events. So anything is possible, and I'm a firm believer with God, all things are possible. So make sure that you follow her on all her social medias. If you need to talk to her, get a quote, find out how much it is for her to plan your next event. And to find me, make sure you link up with me on social media. I am under Kama Speaks, and you can find me on LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Find me everywhere. Just hashtag Kama Speaks and you will find me. And make sure you check out my website, which is kamaspeaks.com. Also, I am launching my radio show, which is kamaspeaksradio.com. Make sure that you tune in. If you want more information about that, you can just inbox me at info@kamaspeaks.com. And my name is spelled Kama, which is right there on the screen, so you should see it. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, no matter what you do in life, always pursue your passion. Thank you so much.